Welcome to Snacks Weekly on Data Science. This podcast is all about making data science and machine learning knowledge accessible and less intimidating. Today, we are going to talk about how generative artificial intelligence could be leveraged to help with creating recipes. This topic is based on a tech blog with the title Recipes and Generative AI, written by the data science team from HelloFresh. You can find the link to the blog in this episode's description for your reference. Throughout this episode, we'll dissect this topic from both business and data science angles. Now let's dive in. On the business side, let's take a look at the business problem to be solved. HelloFresh is a meal kit company. It provides a subscription service delivering pre-measured ingredients and recipes to customers. It enables them to prepare food-cooked meals. The business model of HelloFresh is centered around offering convenience and variety to its customers. This relies heavily on recipe creation as a core part of its business model. Although there is no specific number around how many new recipes on the platform are created specifically by the platform itself, the company's extensive menu suggests a significant portion of the recipes are uniquely created by their culinary team. This offers a diverse and engaging cooking experience for their customers. Why the company needs to create so many new recipes constantly? There are several reasons about this. Regular introduction of new recipes keeps the service fresh and engaging. It encourages customers to continue their subscriptions out of curiosity and the desire to try new dishes. It also helps HelloFresh to stand out from its competitors. This would offer unique, diverse, and evolving meal options. Currently, the company relies on local recipe developers to curate those new recipes. However, if the recipe creation could be more automated or blended in with some artificial intelligence, those recipe experts could be assisted to increase either the creation speed, diversity, or quality. This could provide good business value for the company. Now that we understand the business problem to solve and why this is needed, let's shift gear and dive into the modeling side to see what could be a good machine learning solution. Over the past year, news about generative artificial intelligence, or generative AI in short, has been overwhelming in various outlets, and there is no surprise to seek its help. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that can create new content and ideas, with ChatGPT being one of the most popular tools used so far. ChatGPT is built upon a large language model, which is a specific application of generative AI focused on natural language generation. Specifically, ChatGPT is based on the GPT architecture, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So that is where GPT comes from. This kind of model is trained on a vast corpus of text data. This allows it to generate responses, understand context, and engage in conversations across a wide range of topics. ChatGPT has iterated through multiple versions, and its parameters has increased dramatically from millions to billions and even trillions over historical times. Giving ChatGPT seems to be a pretty intuitive solution. Personally, I tried to ask it one question to test out. I asked ChatGPT-4 the question, generate a recipe description with beef as primary protein and mild spicy with good amount of vegetable. Then ChatGPT gave me the answer, spicy beef and vegetable stir fry, where it provides pretty detailed instruction like marinate the beef, prepare the vegetable, etc. This answer looks pretty legit from my perspective, but there are challenges from this to be directly used by HelloFresh, the company. There are several aspects of concerns, and here are the top two mentioned. The first one is that ChatGPT result may not conform to the HelloFresh brand. As you can see, the one answer to my question is likely to be some type of Chinese-style cuisine, and it may not be suitable for all other HelloFresh customers. The second concern is about potential cost. The commercial ChatGPT is using very complicated large language model and is quite costly. The most recent ChatGPT 4 requires a $20 subscription per month, and it still has usage constraints, like you can only ask 40 questions in 3 hours. So as you can see, the cost is non-trivial. Those are the reasons the team decided to explore the language model architecture by themselves and to build a customized solution. They decided the exploration focused on the recipe title rather than the detailed recipe preparation steps or other complicated ones. Given the problem is more specific and should be relatively easier to be learned by the model, the team chose a GPT-2 architecture. Along with some extra simplification, this makes the model size much smaller. Once the architecture is selected, another key aspect is whether there is sufficient training data. The team found out that HelloFresh has 12 years history and operates around 7 brands across 18 markets, meaning that there is sufficient data of customer-approved recipe data. Meanwhile, the team has developed a scalable data-driven system. So all of those recipe information are captured inside the system and can be easily accessed for exploration. To enable better model training, the team added some special tokens inside the recipe titles. For example, they add a brisket CUI to represent the start of a cuisine. They add brisket PROT to represent the primary protein in the recipe. These preprocessings enable the trained language model to generate recipe titles in many ways. One can provide an input tagged as brisket PROT, and the model will directly understand it as the primary protein and generate associated words around this asked information. After the language model is trained from the processed data, it can be used to generate outputs based on any ask. With some inputs, the model can generate associated recipe titles. To enable better adoption of this system, the team did following works, which I find to be very customer-oriented and important. First, they built a user interface with Streamlit. Streamlit is an open-source Python library, which enables a developer to build attractive user interfaces quickly, and I personally found it to be quite handy. This built-up user interface enables an easier interaction with this customized language model. Second, whenever a new recipe title is created, the team does not just display this generated recipe title by itself, but also provide similar recipes in the system for reference. These surfaced-up recipes are showing how novel and how good this created recipe title is. Those existing recipe title information includes when it was used and the associated customer rating or performances about these existing recipes in their database. Those are very helpful information for the users to know what action to be taken. These are the two powerful actions to enable better adoption of the customer. Having a powerful large language model developed is one thing, but making it successfully adopted by customers is another. And I found the team's go-to-marketing approach quite effective. Now we discussed both the business problem and technical solution. Let's wrap it up. In this episode, we take a look at why HelloFresh needs to push forward with new recipe creation. We explore how the team researched a simplified GPT-2 architecture, properly processed historical recipe data, and built a customer-friendly UI. This is a very interesting exploration about how to leverage generative AI to solve the business problem of recipe creation. If you like the content of this episode, please subscribe to the channel, give me a 5-star review, and leave a comment. Your feedback is very appreciated, and I'll see you next week.